Bam, we're live. Hey. Good morning. Wow, two events have now reached out and said, "Hey, will you stream our event?" I wonder what they mean by that. Will you stream our event? Only if I can bring John Young and Bill Grunler. Good morning. What's up, everyone? Edging. Good morning. Uh, how can I swim in the deep end? Oh, you can swim in the deep end. You know what I realized? I I I asked Ryan Dawson to come on the podcast again this morning, and we couldn't figure it out because wherever he is, it's 11 o'clock at night. But anyway, I ended up on his channel, and he had made he took the podcast we did together, and he put it on Rumble, and he called it "I red pilled a Jew." I don't know if you guys saw that. That's pretty. So a bunch of people told me that Ryan was a Jew hater. I mean, I didn't get that from him, but I don't read into a lot of stuff, and so I miss a lot of stuff. But it's crazy and I don't know if he is or not. He claims he's not, and I believe him. But and he claims that he knows the distinction between Jew um and I guess Israel, a Jew and Israel. But the comments are crazy. The Jew hate's crazy. I wonder what happens to if you hate me because 'cause I'm Jewish, but I'm not Jewish, what happens to that hate? I mean, I'm not even close to Jewish. I mean, not even a little bit. I've never had any Jew in me. I've been in some Jew. Um, but I realized something about people who are stuck at, like, the 10,000-foot view. Um, I could agree with everything Ryan Dawson says. I don't know if you guys remember him. I could agree with let's say this. I won't even use him as an example. And by the way, this is no negativity towards him. I really appreciated him coming on the show, and I wanted to hear his take on the whole Israel attacking Iran this morning. But I could agree with everything every Palestinian Muslim, Jew hating person on the planet believes. I could believe in all of it. I could believe that they deserve Gaza. Could believe that they deserve Palestine. I could believe that all Jews deserve to die. I could believe all that, right? And at the end of the day, if you go to the 100,000-foot view, if you leave that, you can still say, yeah, they should flee Gaza. They're not there's no tension there, and there's no inconsistency there. I'll give you an example. My wife spent her whole life studying yoga, traveling all over the world, visiting the best yoga teachers in the world, going to India and taking specialty courses, just yoga, 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 yoga. This is like 20 or 30 years ago, 30 years ago. And she was crossing the street on a green light one day, and she got hit by a car. A car ran a light and hit her. And she had to have like all these surgeries, and what it wasn't her fault, and the person had a shitload of insurance, and you know we got rich, um but for 2 years she had or 3 years she had a half dozen surgeries. She lost her meniscus, her whole yoga shit got derailed, and very close to amputating the whole leg. She got a really really bad infection from trying to get a cadaver meniscus put in. And do you see the point there? It doesn't matter that she was right, and we didn't get rich from it. That part I made up. It didn't matter that she was right. It didn't there was no bearing on the situation on whether she was right or not. It's like the people who are obsessed with, like, the 9/11 shit. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it was the FBI or Osama bin Laden or I mean, I enjoy people like, Dawson, who are fixated on getting to, like, that truth, but if you there's a place you can go where it doesn't matter. It doesn't you're not really Palestinian, you're not really a Jew, you're not really you can go so high that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you were right. It doesn't matter if you were crossing the light and you had the walk symbol. You can say it all day long. If you lost your fucking leg, it does not matter at all. It doesn't matter. Oh, no. Sorry. Hey, Jake, I absolutely adore you. And I love the fact that you're trying to follow along, but no, this doesn't work. So it's sort of like which hole you use. No, no, sir. But you know what? The fact that you're trying, when you fuck, it does matter which hole you use. But the fact that you're trying, I really appreciate it. Anyway, if you look at the comments, everyone in the comments, it's Rumble, and I want to find every single person in there thinks I'm a complete fucking idiot, and they keep saying, "Why the fuck would they leave?" It's like they're trying to argue with me. They're trying to argue with me about something I fully agree with them about. I don't want to see fucking little kids being bombed and killed. It was the same thing with my the tennis instructor. He's laid out this path that he thinks will best suit my kids. I completely, if they want to pursue tennis competitively, I completely trust him and believe him is true. And I want my kids to be competitive. And I acknowledge that I don't want to take that path. And so people are like, they jump to the conclusion that I think his path is wrong. Not even at all. I think his path is better than mine. And they just can't fucking get their head wrapped around it. Are we putting our hands on someone? No. It's just, there's just people who just, no matter how smart you are, if you're stuck at one perspective, if you can't change your perspective, if you don't have that ability, like for some reason they're attached to their perspective like it's themselves. Like if you were to say, "Yep, everyone in Gaza has to leave." "Oh, are you siding with the Israelis? Are you saying they're right?" No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You got hit by a car. You stand your ground no matter fucking what, and then you get run over by a car. We saw that happen to one of those protesters. You think that protester? Did you guys see that truck and that camper shell run over that fucking ICE protester? Yeah, yeah, like Lazarus' death. Exactly. That's exactly right. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, all his brother wants is all Luca wants is his brother back. So instead, but he can't have that. So instead, he's holding on to the grief and to the he's holding on to the grief and some other shit. Sevi, did you see the Florida sheriff address the media about protesters? Oh yeah, so good, so good. I think I have that. I think I have that somewhere. I so wish. Let me see. There's some shit. Hey, I was thinking about. I'll find that. I'll get to that. Let me play this for you first. I'm curious. I'm curious what you guys think about this. This is such bullshit right here. Listen to this. Listen. Here we go. By the way, I have a show tonight with JR. I think it's with JR Taylor and Bryson. We're going to go over the last chance qualifiers. We're going to follow those close this week and hopefully try to make it really exciting. We'll do show Sunday morning after the submissions come in. Maybe we'll do a show Saturday night and just talk about rumors that we're hearing. Maybe we'll have Jenny on or something.
So I live in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, and I live where all these ICE protests are currently happening, and I've been talking about them since they first started. Let me tell you, it's not getting better. Don't listen to the media. They're fucking lying to you. They're trying to make it seem like Los Angeles is under control and not under siege. It is under siege, okay? I woke up today and more businesses were looted, robbed, destroyed, cars burned, bricks thrown, fucking graffiti all over the walls. Our fucking city is under siege. It is in no way under control, okay? This is the typical left-wing narrative bullshit that they're trying to show you the peaceful side of the protests on TV. Only maybe fucking 10 or 15% of it is peaceful. The rest of it is a bunch of psychopaths in fucking masks and fucking leaf blowers in hand and fucking helmets on.
Okay, so I don't, whatever. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. I don't, I think he's telling the truth, but none of this matters. We haven't got to the part that I care about yet. Hold on a second. Here we go.
On fucking hard hats thinking that they're going to some type of fucking war. When in all reality, they're just a bunch of immature assholes that are unemployed who just want to bring destruction to the fucking city and want to rob everybody because they're angry at themselves because their life sucks and they can't accept that their shortcomings are simply because they're fucking failures. And we have to fucking deal with this. So in order for this to fucking stop, we need to put in some type of curfew, and the curfew needs to be noon.
No. We don't need a fucking curfew. We need the cops to do their fucking job. We don't need a curfew. We need the fucking police to do their fucking job. Do your fucking job. Tase people, net people, water cannon people. If someone attacks public property, fuck them up. That's it. I finally saw New York City police finally fucking doing their fucking job. Do your fucking job. Put the fucking smackdown on people. And I know a huge part of it is society's fault because they're not doing the they're not supporting the police. But do your fucking job and put the fucking smackdown. Where is it? It was on Nick Shirley's. Let me see if I can find Nick Shirley's Instagram. The cops were actually telling they were asking Nick Shirley, hey, do you want us to arrest these people who touch you? Let me see if I can find it. Where's Nick Shirley? Does anyone know his Instagram account? Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley, here it is. Wow, he only has 165,000 followers. Here it is. Look at this. Finally, the fucking cops in New York doing their job. Here it is. Here it is right here.
Get here, punk bitch! Get here! Leave! Go! I can't. Go!
Hey, I can be here, sir. I've
Leave!
Nope.
Leave!
Nope. I'm here. A little bit, but I'm all right. I'm all right.
They ask him basically, are they bothering you? Are they touching you? Do you feel safe? The cops are asking him. Blade. They're probably scared of getting hit. Criminal, civil. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I towed that line for a couple of years. Like, fuck, as a society, we have to support the cops so that they can. But if they can't defend themselves, then how the fuck are they supposed to defend us? We need, if we don't trust the cops, and I don't care if there's fucking 10% of the cops are bad. If we can't trust the cops, you just have to weigh the pros and cons. Once again, take the big picture view. If we can't trust the cops, then we're fucked. Then we're fucked. There's this Taoist saying, trust the people and they become trustworthy. And it's true.
What law did I break? You're gonna go.
You're in the public. You're shoving a camera in my face, man. Look at that camera. Oh my gosh. I'm so worried.
Oh, yeah, you should be.
I really like Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley, go ahead and subscribe at YouTube. Nick Shirley. Thank you very much.
Hey. Don't touch him with that. I'm telling you now, you're gonna get arrested.
Don't touch him with that. I'm telling you now, you're gonna get arrested. NYPD, thank you, thank you, Grandpa. And then this lady says, I can't hold up a fucking sweater.
I can't hold up a sweater? Because you think that you're welcome in this space. All these people are telling you to leave. This is the white kind of privilege. Yo, you're evil.
Ooh, you could be.
Barry, Sevon, is this what you did when you were super liberal? Oh, I was about to tear you up. I was about to fucking tear you up. No, I didn't go to a single fucking protest. I fucking rolled joints and hugged trees and walked around barefoot.
Quiet.
I'm never going to be quiet, especially when a man tells me to be quiet.
And you could stop talking to me, and that'd solve a lot of your problems tonight.
Hey, listen. Your dick is the size of an eraser.
Your dick is the size of an eraser.
Oof.
You have no fucking common courtesy.
This thing keeps touching you. Do you want us to make an arrest, sir?
Do you want us to make an arrest, sir? Thank you. And then it goes on. He eventually does say, yeah, arrest him. They end up throwing shit at him and being douchebags. I promise it's not the cops. I promise you the cops want nothing more than to do their job. It's the people above them that won't back them up if something happens. Yeah, the backup. It's atrocious, the lack of support the cops are getting. Let me see if I can find that that cop in Florida. Yeah, here it is. Wouldn't it be great if wouldn't it be great if this was every town in the United States? Wouldn't this be awesome? This would be absolutely amazing.
I'm going to break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that.
Get out of your car. Put your hands behind your back. Sit on the curb. Stop talking to that person. Put down the stick.
If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because
if you flee arrest, if you try to run, we're going to catch you and you're going to go to jail tired.
we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over.
Oh yeah, Caleb, put your dick away. Yep, put your dick away. Solid. If you don't do that, you're getting arrested
And dragged across the street.
Stop talking would qualify as yes it would. Yes it would. You're trying to fucking make an arrest. You're trying to do something that's in the line of duty, and someone's yelling at you so you can't do your job. You're interfering with an arrest. You absolutely are. God, in my brain, Mike McCaskey and Barry McCockner are the same person. Isn't that weird? Sorry, Mike, you were about to get fucking some of my Barry McCockner. Yeah, that's different. That's different. That's different. You people do have First Amendment rights, but there's a time when you can't be talking. You're also interfering with the arrest of someone else.
If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one,
if you spit on us, you're going to the hospital. I love that. I love that. Hey, you are a jackass, dude. You seriously, sometimes I forget what a jackass you are. Do you remember? I hate to bring this up because it's very woman-esque of me. But do you remember when you used to accuse me of fucking erasing our text messages 5 years ago or 4 years ago? That fucking nonsense. And you were like threatening to out me. How about the other day when you said you're not reading? I wasn't relaying your comments to Dale. Do you realize that yesterday's show had 1,500 comments and maybe I read 20? Do you guys realize I don't read all the fucking comments? I don't even read I don't even read 1/30th of the comments. 1/50th. I'm doing the fucking show, dude. It has nothing to do with you. I know it's really hard for you to get your head wrapped around that. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Nothing. The people in the comments, I absolutely love you and adore you because of how you help push the show forward and the narrative, and you keep it flowing and you give me content. But listen, it works like this. Imagine going and seeing a juggler and he's juggling 3 balls, and then he pulls out a cigarette lighter and he lights one of the balls on fire. So now he's juggling 2 balls. That's what it is. Some of you are cigarette lighters. Some of you are the 4th ball. Some of you are the unicycle that I ride. But I'm a fucking dancing monkey and you guys are fucking props. So when you say shit like he didn't relay all my comments to you, there's this self-importance or this entitlement. I just realized that about you. You're fucking crazy entitled, Patty. Dance, thank you. I'll be your prop. No problem. Thank you. Holy shit. I woke up this morning with the craziest wood. It was crazy. I deserved a standee this morning. I didn't get one, but I needed one bad. You might sense a little tension in my voice.
Of us. You're going to the hospital and jail and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
We will kill you graveyard dead.
Going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
Pat, I didn't tune in for you, dude. Oh, come on. You love it when I juggle, Pat. I can't disagree with this guy. No. I hope in my lifetime that there becomes way more strict rules about how you interact with cops and what happens to you. You get one fucking shot at, hey, put your hands on the steering wheel. And then when you reach for the glove box, you get fucking tased. You reach for something under the seat, I don't know what happens to you. But especially since the cops have cameras now. If we're going to put them under such crazy scrutiny, there's nothing you should be doing once you stop a cop or a cop stops you that threatens a cop in any way or makes him uncertain or her uncertain. Oh, fuck it. No female cops. Sorry, Jessica. That's it. Yeah, one shot, then tased. Yep. Yep. What if they're deaf? Outlier. Sorry. You better know then. Yep, I know. But Sevi, I passed the test. I did more pull-ups than the fat guy next to me. I know. Here's the thing. If we're going to put them under such heavy scrutiny and we can look at every move that they do, cool. You have to understand that cops should not be living by while they're on duty. Police officers should not be living under the same rules that we live under. They're different. They're carrying guns, and we've hired them to protect us, and we have to trust them. And if all of them have cameras and we can scrutinize everything that they do, then we're gonna have to. I don't know. I don't want to say it like this, but I don't want to say that we have to give up some of our rights. But there has to be an expected behavior when interacting with them. And then maybe the judge should take that into consideration when they do our sentence. Maybe it's an automatic 50% off your time if you comply completely with the cops. But the second you put one of those fuckers' lives in danger by doing something stupid, your girlfriend's fucking screaming and yelling while they're trying to arrest you and she's reaching into her purse to grab out her cell phone and film it. Nope. Cop's life is threatened. You guys see what's going on over at Lockheed Martin? I looked up former head of Tesla human rights up until 2022. Apple HR person, Facebook, Disney. You know what all their head of HR have in common? They're all black women. I just started typing in HR, human resources, and typing in the biggest companies in the world. They're all women, and half of them are black women. You see what happened over at Lockheed Martin? Anyone? It's fucking nuts. You remember what happened over at Facebook a couple years ago, right? that black woman was stealing money. She stole $2 million and gave it to her family. You know that CrossFit has a black woman, black obese woman, as the head of their HR. It's their people's person. It's the person who sets the culture for the company. I really hate to pick on black women. Lockheed Martin Human Resource Director LaWanda Moore, who demanded that managers remove whites from year-end bonus lists and replace them with lower-performing minorities, has deleted her LinkedIn account. She took away she openly stated that she took away the bonuses. She took away the fucking bonuses of 18 employees because they were white and gave them to minorities, and because they were minorities. Whistleblower at Lockheed Martin has come forward to Christopher Rufo, claiming that annual bonuses at the company were based on skin color rather than performance. The source is anonymous. The story began in December of 2022 when the whistleblower was preparing recommendations for Aeronautics Division's year-end bonuses. The whistleblower was proud of the work the team had done to calculate awards, but soon after the bonuses were submitted for approval, higher-ups told the whistleblower that there was a problem. The comp adder list, which named recipients of bonus compensation, had too many white employees on it. Too many fucking white employees on it. I don't know what it is about that demographic. I don't know why black women have such a fucking chip on their shoulder. Obviously, it's not all of them. But if you're going to have something called short man's complex, then you definitely got to have black woman's complex. The whistleblower tried to protest the decision and filed an ethics complaint, arguing that the policy was unethical and could expose the company to legal liability. But the management insisted. Our HR counselor told me that while this may be present a business risk, it was the lesser of two evils. It gets worse, man. It gets so worse. The white employees at Lockheed Martin, the white men, were forced to take these classes that were supposed to reprogram them. Let me see if I can find that link. It is absolutely fucking insane. It was like a white man camp. It was a re-education camp for white males in the workplace. This is 2022, people. Listen to this shit. Lockheed Martin. They make bombs and shit for us and airplanes. The nation's largest defense contractor sent key executives to a 3-day white male re-education camp in order to deconstruct their white male culture and atone for their white male privilege. The program was led by a consulting firm, a white man as full diversity partners, which specializes in helping white males awaken together. To begin, the diversity trainers led a free association exercise asking the Lockheed employees to list connotations for the term white men. The trainers wrote down old, racist, privileged, anti-women, angry, Aryan Nation, KKK, founding fathers, guns, guilty, can't jump. They gathered up the white men in the facility, and they told them these are the words associated with who you are. Old, privileged, reactionary, racist, golfing, conservative, majority, Republicans, set in their ways, disconnected, angry, leadership, work ethic, good old boys network, provider, don't listen, executive, independent, Aryan Nation, self-reliant, and guns. NASCAR, religion, can't jump, chauvinist, anti-women, KKK, breadwinners, founding fathers, rich. The trainers then asked, what's in it for white men? Listing responses, I won't get replaced by someone who's better, is a better full diversity partner. I will improve the brand image reputation of white men. They were telling the white guys that they got the jobs because they're white. Just imagine if this is happening at Lockheed Martin, it's fucking happening everywhere. I have a friend who works in the accounting department at a massive university. There's 60 people in the department. He's the only white guy. I think that there's only one at one point, I don't know if it's still like that. The entire CrossFit media team was fired, and only one white man was left. Yeah, Maris, imagine if they made that for black people. Yeah, it's crazy town banana pants. I seriously never thought I would see something like this in my lifetime. You know, I don't know if it was McCaskey or McCockner. You know what I did when I was a liberal? I read Malcolm X's autobiography, and for like 2 years, all I wore were Malcolm X shirts. I was so into Malcolm X and the Black Panthers. I read everything and anything I could get on them. That was my biggest thing. I insisted that the black man play the victim. I thought the whole world was against the black man. That was like probably like the I smoked a lot of weed. I still like Malcolm X. He's cool as shit. When Malcolm X went to jail, he copied a dictionary by hand. He got a dictionary and then he rewrote the entire dictionary by hand. I did things like I thought that there should be free healthcare for everyone, not thinking that the implications meant that there would have to be, if you have free healthcare for everyone, that there would have to be slavery. That the implication was that there would have to be slavery. That means there would have to be, if you're going to have something that isn't provided by God, then there has to be slavery. If there's gonna be free food for everyone, then there has to be slavery. I didn't do the math. I didn't do the algebra. I didn't balance the equation. I didn't think about what's on the other side. Jake Chapman, Sevon, I have some fantastic news. I heard about the guy in the plane crash. That was amazing. Yeah. Sevon went around yelling, "Kill Whitey." I got into some crazy arguments with people. The plane crash, the guy in seat 11A survived. I don't know if you guys saw that crash in India. There was an airplane that took off with, I don't know, like over 200 people on board, and it took off, and then it didn't get lift, and I don't know what happened, but it turned into a huge ball of flame, and every single person died except the dude in seat 11A. There I am, a young filmmaker. Malcolm X is my dude. Yep. 11A. You think that was that? You think that was the exit row? Nate Dogg, the scream of white privilege and using the race card will not end until the white man becomes a slave. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're gonna. I think the black man will save us, and the female lesbian will save us. I think that it'll reach already the black man's had enough. Everywhere I look, the black man's had enough. He's like, fuck this. Because they're men. Yeah, Garrett Glinton. Yep. Garrett Glinton will probably save us. Black lesbian woman. Oh shit! Wow. There's videos of passengers having electrical issues on the plane before takeoff. You mean like they can't plug their cell phone in between their seat? I don't think, I'll send Hunter a link. I don't think he'll come on. Let me see. Are you getting a massage? Text him. But they just had their national championships, right? Oh, I am home if you want me to jump. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I sent Facundo a link too. I think Facundo programmed the last chance qualifier. You know Facundo, the guy, the gay guy, who he's like in charge over there at Mayhem. Yeah, so the lesbians and the blacks, those are, I mean, and for the love of God, no more black women as head of HR. Please, please, just no more women as head of HR. No more women and no more black women as head of HR. We need guys. No gay guys either. Hi, Facundo.
Did you just call me the gay guy?
No, I said I don't want gay guys head of HR.
No, you just call me the gay guy who...
Oh, yeah. Who runs Mayhem, yeah.
Okay. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm amazing.
Yeah? How was the weekend?
So good. Crazy. Crazy, Facundo. By the way, thank you for coming on. This is awesome because we're doing a last chance qualifier show tonight.
Thank you for having me, actually. So what was the favorite moment of your weekend?
When Taylor told Nate to put on the wrong weight.
Was he upset afterwards, Nate?
No. Taylor was devastated, like he ran over a cat. Like he was frazzled.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Frazzled.
And what was the worst moment of the worst moment of the weekend?
When we realized that we weren't going to be able to, we were in a dead zone. Like the Starlink didn't work, our phones didn't work. Like there was no signal down there. And then we were like, oh man.
Okay.
But other than that, it was great. It was awesome, dude. It was the drama, the excitement, the access that Blair and Ben gave us, all the unknowns. There was so much to report on. I love the drama.
Well, no, we all know that. I mean, all the people that are following, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I watched a little bit online. I think you guys did a great job taking in consideration. I mean, this year has been people organizing semifinals or what's the name in qualifying events. They put everything they've got on the, to make this happen. So I had fun. I mean, and I saw a post of Justin Kotler saying, yes, flaws or no, it looked like CrossFit 2007, 2008, when everybody was like very close to each other, and it was kind of a messy but fun and very community oriented.
Hey, what do you think about this? Let's talk about something controversial here. Alex Gazan got hurt on the way home.
I know.
But she qualified for the games in dominant fashion.
Yeah.
And I think we would all agree a healthy Gazan is finishing top 10 at the games.
No doubt.
Okay. So now there's a good chance that she'll be able to at least perform to some level at the games, because she'll be healed up before the games. She won't be Alex Gazan that we know, but she'll be healed up. Do you think that she should still compete? Do you think it's unethical or wrong or immoral if she takes that spot?
Well.
Oh, I like the way you did that. You touched
because somebody didn't put a message. No, I'm telling you something. I'm the wrong person to ask, because I kind of supported Roman when he wanted to do the last two workouts at the games with a broken foot. So I'm no one to say.
But Roman wasn't taking someone's. The argument is that she's taking someone's spot. My pushback on that is she earned it and she deserves the experience. So even if she can't perform at the highest level, I still think that for her career, it's good for her to get another games under her belt.
Okay. You're going to say something about it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I find myself in a very similar situation. I have an athlete of mine, Morteza Sedagat from Iran, who actually qualified by winning the Far East Throwdown. He already had qualified for the Games 2023, and he was denied a visa. And now he's flying to Qatar on the 20th of June to apply for a new visa. But there's a big chance that, that he will not get a new visa. Well, I hope it's not the case.
Is Iran on one of those? Is Iran on one of those lists that
Yeah.
Trump made with the 13 countries?
Well, Iran was already on the list at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
There were new countries that were added like 2 weeks ago or last week, I don't remember. Yeah, so, but, I talked to Mortez and it's like, what do we do? Do you want to make it to the very end, saying if you get a visa very last minute, or, when you see that it's very complicated, you're going to say, okay, guys, I cannot make it. I'm going to backfill my spot.
Yeah.
But these things are very complicated, and you need to be under the skin of the athlete to be able to assess properly.
If let's say she does go to the games and she's not 100%, and then I run into you in the bathroom and we're peeing in the urinals, will you look at me and whisper to me, man, that Alex Gazan's a real bitch for taking a spot? Or will you be like, hey, I'm really proud of Alex that she still showed up?
I thought you pee seated.
Okay, we're sitting in the stalls, and you knock on the door. Stefan, is that you? I'm like, yes, Facundo, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Alex is a great girl. I really, we don't know each other at all, but I always, every time that I run into her, she's a great girl. I am a good friend of her coach, Jocelyn. I don't know. Really, it's very complicated for me to answer to that. I have a question for you, though, that is going to be very. Do you know that I completely adore Jenny? Your Jenny? Do you know that?
Yes. I sometimes get jealous. Not sometimes. I do get jealous when she's like, Facundo texts me. I'm like, that motherfucker.
Okay.
Hey, dude, she's so capable. Like I swear, I don't mean this tongue in cheek. She could be CEO of CrossFit. She's so capable. Her skin is this thick.
Yeah. Well,
and no matter, she can take out the trash or she can set up the live stream. I work with her now 2 weeks in a row. I'm like, what the fuck? Where does this woman come from?
Yeah.
She's changed my whole image about women.
What was your image before?
I'm joking. I grew up with two very strong. My mom raised me.
I'm sure you were. Look, flaws and all. I'm sure you were raised in a very feministic house with a very powerful women, more into a matriarch and a patriarch, and
100%.
Also in Armenia, you have Armenian blood, so I'm guessing that has something to do.
Yeah.
But so if Jenny is listening to this, Jenny, I adore you. Call me, text me.
Why do you like her? Do you like her because of her work ethic? You see how hard she's working, or you like her content, or you like her giant tits? Like, what do you like about her?
Maybe the last one a bit less. The first two I adore. But I'm very proud. I admire very much people who have balls, in her case, ovaries. She's a woman that will stand her ground, and she's very faithful to herself, to her beliefs. She can also apologize. But she doesn't get influenced by trends or whatever. She has her ideas. You can talk to her about those, but I mean, I like people that are loyal, and they are not viable. And I think that she's a person that represents many things that I admire.
Self-taught, Facundo, all that editing. Like when I crossed paths with her, she was a fucking ding dong. Like when it came to editing and making content. But obviously everyone saw the potential was there, and then she's like, well, okay, I'll try. I was like, hey, do you think you could make 10-minute videos for my YouTube channel? And she said, I've never done anything like that. And it's the most popular thing on my channel now.
So she's the person you admire the most on your team?
No.
You cannot ask me to make a parallel on us being together talking about Alex Gazan, and you don't give anything from you, right?
Well, listen, so I immediately went to the fact, I started thinking about how Taylor puts his ass on the line every single Saturday. That's fucking hard. That is hard, what he's doing. Do you think that you could, does that impress you? That he how egomaniac and and protective these athletes are about their performances, and he just goes out there and lets these losers kick his ass.
Yeah. That I admire it, but I think that Hiller started this trend on being very honest and very open about criticizing and being criticize yourself. So yeah, I think they do a great job, my dear friend.
Yeah.
From those times when we were making the check-in of the athletes in 2012 at the games, remember? He said, "You know this person, you know that person." You're going to do your interviews.
I still can't believe. I always just thought you were an agent because you were so slick looking and you were so polite and you were friends with everyone. It's still hard for me to not to picture you as an agent. And now you're programming the Last Chance qualifier.
Well, actually, I did not program the Last Chance qualifier. The truth is that with Mayhem, we did program the Classic, the French Throwdown. We helped Cup Azur. We helped we did the full Rebel Renegade Games, French Throwdown, Woodland Fest. And by the time this opportunity with Hasselab, because as you know, I also work for Hasselab, came out, I was a bit dried on ideas. I didn't have anything. I wasn't able to create anything interesting. So then I had something that I found quite original. So I think that there are great coaches around the world, great coaches. Some of them we don't know. We don't know the names. We don't know who they are. We don't know the work. So I said, why wouldn't I just call people that I know and I admire very much for the contribution of the sport, people that understand the games, understand the test of fitness. And so I called, well, of course, my friend Rich Froning, who did one of the workouts. And then, I don't know if, did you see the workouts?
I did. And you know what's crazy? I am friends with some of the biggest assholes in the space when it comes in pretentious, self-righteous programmers. They think all of those guys thinks their shit doesn't stink, and they were like, in real time we were all discussing right when they got released, and everyone's like unanimously was like, holy shit, these are really good. They loved them. I thought it was going to be a colossal failure when I saw it was going to be curated from a variety of programmers. I'm like, what a shit show.
No, I want to explain you because I'm guessing people has already a lot of ideas. So we did. So Rich is going to reach one of the workouts. We have a coach called Alberto Neto from Brazil. He's a seminar staff, and he has a very, very successful programming in Brazil who has a lot of many games athletes. So I asked Alberto to provide a workout, which is apparently the workout that many people love, which is a couplet between ring muscle ups and overhead squats.
Oh yeah, everyone thought that one was crazy. I just remember seeing everyone's like, crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I know. So
but in a good way. In a good way.
My friend Mikkel from Train Culture, he did one of the workouts with a 3 rounds with the rowing and burpees and dumbbell snatches. Liam from Australia and Max. Max is one of my favorite people in the space of CrossFit. He's from China. He's kind of the king of CrossFit in China. And he was very happy and excited. So he had a great workout, which is 7 minutes AMRAP of 100 wobble shots. And then in the remaining time, which can be something like 4 minutes, just legless rope climbs.
So tell me the people. One of them's a hick from Cookville named Rich Froning. Where's the other guy from? Brazil?
Alberto Neto from Brazil. He's seminar staff.
We got a Chinese guy.
Max from China, from Shanghai. He's also the director of the Asia Fitness Championship. We have Liam Mulligan from Australia.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have also Mikkel from Training Culture from Spain. So my idea was to bring coaches from all around the world for them to decide, okay, we are going to, make a workout. And so the community is kind of choosing who is the last men and last women who are going to be getting that spot. Having said that, I have to say that when the workouts arrive, I started with Angelo Di Chico, which is my favorite programmer, and we kind of curated the workouts just to make it a real test. So,
how many workouts did you choose from? Did you get?
Well, we get we give some of the coaches specific of whatever the material they could use. And then they provide their first draft. We talk to them. We maybe, try to not be very repetitive on the movements, on material, because they didn't know the other person's workout. So all of them provided one workout, but they didn't know who else was programming what. Then I talked to Angelo, and Angelo is really maybe the programmer that I admire the most. He's so clever and so original and creative, and we came up with his workouts, and I'm happy to see that so far people have received them very well.
Oh, there's 5 workouts and only 4 programmers?
No. So it's Rich Fronin, then we have Alberto Neto, then we have Max, then we have Mikkel, and we have Leon from Oceania. So each continent is somehow represented. So Asia is shared with Africa.
So I have USA, Brazil, China, Australia. Where's the other guy? Europe? Spain.
Yep.
Wow.
And these are people that I really admire. I know them very well. They do a great job in their communities. And I think that an additional, level of exposure might help people know that they are great coaches all around the world.
When you were given this duty to curate the workouts, did you think that you were going to program them at first yourself, and then you came up with this idea to outsource?
I don't program alone. Generally, it's me and Rich and Angelo that we sit and we kind of clash because we have very different ideas. So it needs to be a lot of negotiation. But in this case, I was very much excited with this idea of letting people from around the world decide the fate of the last person getting a spot for the games.
There's a list somewhere where we can see who signed up already, right?
Yeah, I mean, so Hazel is the app. Actually, Hazel is the one who organized the whole thing with the last chance. And there's the leaderboards already there, but I do know that many people already are registered, but they are not shown on the leaderboard because they want to wait for the very last minute.
And when is that last minute? Do you know when that is?
Yes, of course I do know. The first deadline is on Saturday.
Oh,
night.
Yes. So you can wait until that moment before we even know. Okay. And then I know Sunday morning I'm doing a show with JR and Bryson and Taylor where we're going to review the first group of submitted scores.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about it.
And one boy and one girl.
One boy, one girl.
And that's it. And that's the last chance for the games.
And then the games.
Yeah. Do you know if Nate Ackerman, I know he's a Mayhem athlete, right? Do you know if he is going to be trying the last chance qualifier?
He's trying. I know so far Spencer Panchik, Nate, Nika Matsura. There are many athletes that already have registered and they're open on the leaderboard. There are some others that are somehow registered or that contact, but their name is not displayed because they need to kind of accept and pay.
Right.
I'm very excited about this last stage. I mean, I was in Cookville beginning of, when was it? April. I was in Brazil, was in Malaga, was in France, I was in South Africa, and it's a nice way of closing this stage of the season. You're still not traveling as much as Brian Friend. I'm not impressed. Well, I ran into Brian actually. On your travels? I ran into him in it was in Malaga actually. I bet that was. Are you going to invite him to the show ever again? No. No, it's for you a close. So it's for you a closed chapter, or it's like let's see what time brings and if you can turn the page. I don't know. I can't. When I looked into my crystal ball. Sorry, for a quick second. I didn't mean to show everyone myself. I just don't see it. There's only so much. Ankle grabbing one man can do, and I gave my best effort and I failed. Okay. And are you more upset at him or disappointed? I'm definitely not upset at him. I'm maybe more maybe disappointed is the word, but it would be more in myself. You know when you
want more for someone than they want for themselves, or he's like a rat that just no matter that you put into you put a piece of cheese in the maze, right? And the rat comes in and he has to find the cheese. But he's your favorite rat. So what you do is you start pulling up walls so that he can find the cheese. Then you pull up every fucking wall and it's just a room with a piece of cheese in it and the rat still can't get to the cheese. And it's like, and then so at some point you just surrender. You're like, well, this is either a bad piece of cheese or a bad rat, and they're just not going to come together.
So you are regretful then?
No, not regret. No. I'm not definitely not regretful. It was we had a great run. What happened, Facundo, is he used to the psychology behind it is in a really simple shell with the big picture without getting into the details, which I've talked about ad nauseum on this show, is he came on the show and he was very humble and we had a good vibe together. And then as he started, and he had nothing to lose. And so he was really cool and he laughed and he was lighthearted. And then as he started climbing like the social ladder, I guess, for lack of a better term, he changed. And he became entitled, and he lost his sense of humor, and there became things he could and couldn't talk about. He boxed himself in and started trying to protect something. I don't know what. It was very bizarre. It was and he ended up shooting himself in the foot. It's the same thing he doesn't understand. When he was asked to go on the Rich Froning podcast and he asked to be paid, we all thought that was stupid. And he went to the place that we were against people making money. Or no one's against you making money. Everyone wants you to be rich. It's the lack of ability to do the calculations of the myriad of benefits that there would be from going on the Rich Froning podcast that aren't financially motivated. And so he just has some real blind spots and some I think he's incredibly self-absorbed maybe. So I think and I can't help him with that.
But do you see him in the NorCal, right? He was there.
I did see him, yeah. I just don't interact with him.
Not even hello. If you see him, you turn your face the other way, or you just
he's like I see him as like a tree. You know what I mean? Just a fixture. Like he's like just I'm agnostic towards him. I'm not, I don't get angry or happy or it's just it's like I have it's like, you know, if you have something in a cactus in your yard and you just avoid it, you don't step on it, you don't go near it, it just is what it is. I'm not, you know what I mean? Okay. He just is what it is. But I did put in my full effort. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of myself because I gave it I had this boss one time who told me, Facundo, never fire anyone until you've 100% given them every chance they can to succeed. And so that there's no question. And I gave my absolute best, and maybe my best isn't good enough, and that's fine too.
You know why I like this podcast? Because you started with a very strong arguments about the riots and about stuff, and you're going to the more soft Sivan side. I mean, 1 hour ago in the middle.
Thank you for bringing that. Thank you for bringing that out of me.
Yeah, see, it wasn't hard though. Huh? So I have another game question for you. So you have a great stuff. I mean, I want to,
but by the way, I do want to talk to you about who's going to buy CrossFit, but go ahead.
Okay, I thought so.
Okay.
It depends on your answers. I'm going to be, gentle with you on that topic. So you have a great stuff. Actually, I more than ever before, even if you never invite me anymore on the show, more than ever before. I know. More than ever before.
Is this true? Is this true?
Let's stop it. Okay. I consume all your channel more than ever before. So what I was going to say is that you have a great staff. If I'm going to say a name of one people on your staff, and you need to say one word that describe that person the best.
Okay.
So for example, if I say healer, what would you say?
Determined.
If I say Zuza?
Focused.
If I say Jenny, careful.
Tittums. No. Superstar. Utility player. Superstar. Unknown. I don't know.
GR.
I don't know her that well, but so I just hung out with her for 2 days, and I was just telling my wife, I just cannot believe there was this guy, Brad Asaraf, who was also at one of the events. And do you know when someone is like, they can just do everything? Like Brad Asaraf is editing reels that we never asked him to do. And then he sees that I'm having trouble with the forklift and he runs down there and puts me up in the forklift. I mean, it's just, and Jenny's like one of those people, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter.
Okay.
They can do it all. Utility player.
Who is Pat Lange? Pat Lange?
He is a
you have many silences today.
he's an angry liberal man who senses the freedom that I have and would like to live vicariously through me to experience some of that freedom.
Okay.
And I would consider him a friend.
Okay, so both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your question?
Okay, so every week I hear the deal is done. Like every week someone texts me, holy shit, the announcement's coming. The deal is done. The money changed hands. It's done. And like like I've been hearing that now for 6 months, right? The deal is done. And a couple days ago I heard I want to say it's a very reliable source, but it's so unreliable. I heard, hey, it's not going to happen until after the games. Then a couple days later, from another source that has the same source that I have says, no, it's going to be announced on the after this weekend, the sale. So what I've heard is that the money has switched hands. It's gone, or it's in escrow, and that there's just some confusion around. There's some housekeeping that needs to be done around understanding exactly what's being purchased. Are you getting the car with the AC? Are you getting the car with the radio? Like which one are you? The sunroof. Just some of the options need to be figured out. Do you have any idea? And we know it's going to be sold because the guy, Mr. Fall, announced that hey, this company's on the market. You know, he hung a for sale sign on it. Mm-hmm. Do you have any insights into how close we are to that?
Do you know a guy called Zusa?
I do know Matt Souza. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say much because I think that Zusa's a very clever guy.
So you know more than you can share. That would be fair to say.
Maybe, probably.
Okay.
I don't know how much do you think that I should know? I mean, now it's.
Let me start at a really big question. Do you think that the company will be sold before? Do you think we'll have a new owner before 2026?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope so.
Okay. Oh, you hope so.
I think so, and I hope so. That's
okay.
That's
so you're okay. So you're hoping for sale. And do you know how many people are actually in serious negotiations? Like, do you have an estimate?
No idea.
No idea.
No,
you don't know if it's one or two.
I hear gossips like everybody else here and there, and I think that that things seems to be going on a one-way path. So, but yet again, I might be being fooled by the person who tells me these things.
So you think it's getting incrementally closer from where you sit to a sale? It's moving forward.
That's what I hear. I mean, I think that Susan knows more than me.
I don't think that's true.
I know Frank Sinatra, healer.
Does Facundo know Frank? Any chance that the CrossFit affiliate group is did they put in a bid? Do you know the guy Frank over at the CrossFit? Yeah, did they put in a bid? Do you know?
I mean, I don't know that. I really don't know much, but I know what I see on social media, or at least I can talk about what I see on social media, and I don't think that
you're friends with one of the suitors. Isn't the Hustle Up app owner one of the suitors to purchase CrossFit?
So I've heard.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But I tell you something.
Yeah,
this guy is a very clever person.
Yeah. Okay, I'll call him when I get. He's very busy. What? Two of his coaching staff are on vacation.
Yeah. Well, my girl Jenny is online. So Jenny, you need to hear what we talked about you before, please.
All right.
But anyways, look, I think that from what I'm here and there's things are, as you said before, the company's on sale and they are evaluating and they are still considering what's the best. I want to think that they are considering who is the person who will be the best buyer that will understand the community and they will bring back the fire that somehow at this stage I think that is a bit lost here and there. But what I tell you is something that I actually went through. I as I told you before, I was in South America, I went to South Africa, in France, in Spain, and in the States for semifinals. And you know that at the end of the day, I've never heard anybody saying I fell out of love of CrossFit, the methodology, the community. That fire is still there. It's kind of sacred, and people are convinced that what they're doing is great. Just maybe the means and the instruments they have is not what they are looking for. That makes them happy. So I hope that whoever is the person who get access to buy CrossFit understands the dynamics of the community, what is needed, and puts a full effort into that.
Okay. All right. Well, if you hear anything, will you text me?
If you answer me the phone, if you invite me again.
Yeah, always. You're always invited. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Last chance qualifier. If Monday it's not too late, I'll join you to see. Pat is extremely obnoxious.
Oh man! Oh,
I like
man.
him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
so if on Sunday morning, your morning, I'm still alive from this weekend, and I will take some of the critics from Taylor for sure. They are. I'll be back for more.
Okay. Love you, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye. The great Facundo. A little slippery this morning. You think that was the same chair? Facundo and I have the same chair? Harvest CrossFit, the next owners are going to be dweebs again, but we're going to still pay like idiots. Someday there will probably be a documentary about us like that, like the last Blockbuster. Oh. Pat Lang, I would love to give Facundo head. He'll be at the games. I think he's married. I mean, you could find someone to give head to. Okay, where are we? Where were we? We talked about cops, black women. Israel bombed Iran. And then Iran sent 100 drones, and then I went to bed. I stayed up till 12:30 to see what was going to happen to the drones, but I don't know what happened. Does anyone know what happened? I can't. It's so funny. I agree. Two big events have reached out and asked us to stream their event. You guys, we don't know what we're doing. You know that, right? I mean, Bill Grummer knows what he's doing. Oh, fuck, poor Bill. My mom's told me every day since over the last 2 weeks, I really like that Bill guy. That's it. That's all I hear. I really like that Bill guy. I wonder if it's going to make me hate Bill, if I'm going to get jealous. That's all I hear. I really like that Bill guy. That Bill guy is really great. Bill's great. I really like that guy, Bill. Did High Rocks reach out to you? Not in a while. A while back, the owner, I think I had the owner on, didn't I? That bald guy. He was all proud that his daughters went to college. I felt bad for him. I listened to that show yesterday with those the girls on Brian Friend's podcast. I listened to that. Did anyone here listen to that? You guys want my feedback on that? There were three items. Please tell me y'all are going to Rogue. No, I don't think so. I love Bill and Katie, but they won't. I don't think they'll let me get anywhere near their shit. They toe a very strict line. I don't think they'll let me get anywhere near their shit. I think I would have to be invited to Rogue to go to Rogue. I don't think I wouldn't even like. You have to, some of you probably don't know this about me, but I'm extremely entitled when it comes to CrossFit events. Like, I have no interest in going unless I'm going to be treated like a fucking absolute king, and I can do everything and anything I want there. So, and I think the thing is, because like, I think I'm better at every single person there, at their own job. And I think, and I just can't bring myself to, I can't bring myself to go there without like feeling like extreme ownership. Like I feel like I have to be treated like I own the place if I'm at a CrossFit event. And Ben and Blair let me do that. That one year I went to the games and I did the behind the scenes. I did that. But last year it wasn't like that. Last year my experience at the games was not fun. I had to like ask people to go places and shit. It was I don't want to do that. I don't want to. It's not, and the reason it's not for ego reasons is it just doesn't bring out the best in me. It doesn't let me flourish. I don't want to work with the limitations. My demeanor, my bedside manner, everything is impeccable. No one ever complains about me at those events except for the fact of jealousy and access. No one's ever like, Sevon was in my way here, or he was rude, or he didn't perform, or that he didn't deliver. It's nothing like that. It's like, what was he doing in the break room with all the other employees? He didn't have access to that. It's like, go fuck yourself. Or like Dave's right hand woman, Heather Lawrence, telling me like where I can and can't stand. It's like, hey, if the staff is standing there, I can stand there. Like I'm not doing that. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, King Sevon. Yeah. And it's not for ego reasons. It's just I'm not in Alan. God, I love your name, Alan. I hope you make people call you Alan and not Alan. Alan's so fucking Midwest whitey dork. I hope you're Alan. Doesn't Alan sound like more like you're a king? King Alan. Alan. That's how my kid got the name Avi. My wife said, what are we going to name this kid? I said, I like the sound ah. Alan. So I need to be able to go anywhere the fuck I want to go. Whoever my right-hand man, Matt Souza, needs to be able to go wherever they want to go. Sultan. Yeah, Sultan. Alan Akbar. Sultan. I don't know if Hunter's coming on the show. Let me see. He doesn't come on the show anymore. He doesn't really talk to me. I've been texting him and inviting him on the show, and then all he ever says to me is, he sent me the link to the Hubicron games. Hybercron. He sent me a link to that documentary made with the super hot chick from Invictus on it. I have this. But all I care is like where Emily Rethwell is. Look, just click on it, and there's Emily Rethwell.
Nice.
Oh, and that Lisa Stallwood chick.
Good job. Wasn't very nice. This swim was the only nice.
Oh, that was a great burp. God, I like burp. All 20% of the time at NorCal Classic, I'm staring at these two girls, but pretending not to. Fuck, this chick's so hot. It's fucking retarded. I mean, so nuts how hot those two chicks are. It's weird when they're in the same place. Great doc. Emily's a 10 out of 10. I'm not even. Anytime anyone's like, this show's not professional, you never, no one ever argue that. Be like, yeah, I know. Like, I couldn't even. You know how I know not a professional? I could never. I wouldn't even. I couldn't even talk to Emily. I wouldn't even be able to. I wouldn't even know what to say to her. It would. I would rather interview like Brad Pitt, Chevy Chase, and I don't know any girl actresses all at the same time. You want to hear about those two girls? So here's the thing. All they did was talk about themselves, and soon that right away. So that's what happens with people who start podcasts. They think that they have so much to say, but really they have nothing to say, and they realize that after 2 or 3 episodes. And so you have to assume those girls are never going to make it past episode 3. Yeah, she's a unit. Yeah, and Rethwell. What's crazy is Rethwell looks nothing like what she looks like in photos or in this video. Like, she is fucking big. Like, you don't realize how big she is until you're standing next to her. Like, she's big. She's a big chick. I got into this argument with do you guys know who Philip Muscarella is? Do you know who that is? I got into this argument with someone. Maybe it was Jenny, or maybe it was Colton's wife. Colton's wife, I think Colton's wife, probably I'm breaking a rule by sharing this because it was house talk. But Colton's wife said that she didn't like long hair on guys. It grossed her out. But this guy, Philip Muscarella, he's the most beautiful human being who's ever walked on planet Earth. It is crazy. These photos aren't going to do him justice. I'll pull it up. You can't even believe what you're fucking looking at when you see this guy. This is why men's bodies are so much nicer than women's bodies. I mean, women have the wild card. They have the tits. And so it kind of throws everything for a loop. Yeah, this isn't going to do it justice. You got to see this fucking dude in person. He looks like a statue. Maybe this one will. You can't even fucking believe what he looks like. He does not look real. I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, I seriously believe this. This is what I think I would look like if I would have found CrossFit at 20. This is exactly what I'd look like, but I don't. That's like me with like 30 pounds more muscle. My body's built exactly like that. Maybe that's why I like him so much. Anyway, he was there, and they were saying that Emily Rethwell's husband, does anyone know his name? Is better looking than Philip Muscarella. And I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? Rethwell's husband is like, what's his name? Does anyone know his name? Someone tell me his name. Rethwell's husband is more Abercrombie and Fitch, and this guy's like more like Clash of the Titans. You know what I mean? Oh, Holden McRae, Holden Rethwell. Oh, that's his first name, Holden. Yeah, so I got in a fight with these girls. I think it was maybe Jenny and Allie Mertens about who was better looking, this guy or Philip Muscarella. This guy's more Backstreet Boy. Philip Muscarella is more like Grateful Dead buff. You know what I mean? Holding these nuts. Holden. Yeah. I wonder what Hiller thinks. Andrew, what do you think? Who do you think's better looking, Andrew? This dude, Holden, or I mean, obviously Holden's wife is fucking smoking. Rethwell's is hot, but Muscarella's wife is a sweet piece of ass too. Crazy piece of ass. It is nuts. And she carries a little baby around. She's got this top that barely covers her little titties, and then she's carrying a baby around. It's like, holy shit. It's crazy. Make a poll. I don't know how to, if Kayla was here. Holden's got country club vibes. Yeah, Holden's, yeah. Holden's like if you want to live in a 5-bedroom, home in a gated community, and Philip Muscarella is like if you want to go like live in a $200,000 Sprinter van and hang out in Yosemite. Do you want to get fucked in the Sprinter van or in bedroom 3? 99% of the women find. Oh, I like this. God, you're autistic as fuck. 99% of women will find Holden more attractive. Men will find Phil better looking. Oh, interesting. Okay, I like that. All right. Yeah, super beef. They're both Holden and Philip. Like when you're a little kid and you have to draw a line from here to here and connect like the 2 columns. They both like went straight across and got like the goods that they deserve. They got the goods. So those girls, hence why Joe wants to fuck Sevi. Oh, Jesus. Criminy. You think Joe and I are a good match? Listen, dudes like Joe no dudes aren't attracted to me. When I turned 18, guys stopped. Probably 20 guys. 20. Probably when I was 25. I think that's when I started getting some hair on my body. Guys, weren't attracted to me. Oh, Jamie Latimer. Oh, that's solid. That's a solid backup with That's a solid. Wow. You really don't need a poll after that with Andrew and Jamie weighing in on that. That's like PhD evaluators. Sevi, would you give or receive it? I will never receive. I will never give either in the dumper. Ugh. Yeah, totally. Jake Chapman. That gays love me and 57-year-old women. 100%. 100%. Yeah. If I was a faggot, I'd be all over your shit. And if I was an old lady, I would be. Jamie, your wife agrees too. Dude, you don't even know. You don't even know. I went from it was a fall from grace for me. I used to be worshipped by women who wanted a little tiny Armenian man, little miniature Philip Muscarella to now I'm just like I'm like lint in the dryer now. You know what I mean? They just scoop me up and throw me away. It's just like there's a little bit of enjoyment of like wiping me off the screen, but then it's like that's it. You just throw me away. I aged like a pear. Aged like a nectarine. It is what it is. My cock and balls are still nice. Nothing happened to my balls. I don't have any weird balls, or my cock's still great. Anyway, so those girls, so basically what happens is someone like Andy and Katrin start a podcast and they think it's going to be all great and they talk about themselves nonstop and then they run out. And that's okay to talk about yourself nonstop if you have had like a crazy, rich, deep life like myself. Like, holy shit. Like, done it all. Right? Slept outside and flew in a G5. Like, I'd done it fucking all. I've seen God. I got endless stories. Film movies in 100. Like I'm the man. But if you're not, if you're fucking a 20-year-old girl and you haven't done shit, and your biggest thing in your life is that you've had an eating disorder, like that's played out. Like that story's been heard like 3 million fucking times. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for doing this. Let me just show you what just completely fucking played out looks like. This it? God, where is that? Can someone bump that to me in the thread? I think it's a Bailey Rail clip. Is that camera 1 to camera 2? Is that oh no. Brittany Weiss. God, this is so fucked up, guys. This is so fucked up. I'm so sorry, Miss Weiss. I really don't want to do this to you. I'll try to be cool. I'll try to be gentle. This right here, okay?
Look back on it as in during that training time, yes, I was my fittest self, but was I also my happiest self? No. And I think that leads to me I was using training more as an outlet than for enjoyment. And because I wanted to be doing it and because I loved it. So I think this injury has put a lot into perspective.
No
as
explosion
in,
in
I want CrossFit to be a part of me, but I also like the outside life balance of it not being my whole entire life.
Brittany, get a fucking job at Starbucks and get some real fucking life experience. No one gives a fuck, dude. No one. Your CrossFit life, you want it to be loved you? Like, get a fucking paper route, dude. Nanny some fucking kids. Travel the fucking world. Hitchhike across this fucking country. Are you fucking kidding me? The biggest problem these fucking girls have had is the fucking flare-up of a yeast infection at the 2022 CrossFit Games. Like, Jesus criminy, dude. Shut the fuck up. I'm embarrassed for you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not disappointed. I'm fucking embarrassed for you. Yeah, touch some fucking grass, Alan. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Take 2. Brittany, I think you need to put your phone down and just maybe walk away, touch some grass, go hang out. Just, maybe get a job at a coffee shop in Hawaii and get some life experiences. Fuck, go work on Wall Street. Yeah, it's not even reality. It's so unrelatable. I volunteered working in a church from when I was 7 to when I was 21, and then I became a CrossFit Games athlete. My parents are divorced. That was hard on me. And now I make content. So anyway, these 2 girls, they talked about themselves nonstop, and I don't know how long that will last. And here's the other thing too: you got to be vulnerable, but you also got to be able to regulate that vulnerability. So it's you got to. But for the first time in like 30 episodes, by the way, the Lauren Khalil got a little vulnerable for a second. For the first time, I listened to that show like a fucking crack addict. For the first time, I thought she was about to get vulnerable. But anyway, so you got to be vulnerable. I'm trying to think of a good example to be vulnerable, but you have to regulate it. There is a mixture of being willing to talk about the time that you were sucking cock and semen came out of your nose, but to do it in a way that's not crass or played out. It has to be really, if you're a girl, it has to be dripped out like subtly a little bit every episode. It's like a girl who's on a podcast who shows side boob for a half a second every other show will be more popular than a girl who does the entire podcast topless. You know what I mean? So there has to be like you have to find that mixture. And then once you show the nipples, it's played out and it's done and everyone's over you. So you got to be careful. Metaphorically speaking. That being said, so I don't know how much the depth of what they shared there was zero depth to what they shared. They shared a lot, and so is there more to them? Who knows? And then if there is, how much? I mean, you really have to start making opinions on stuff, and you have to be able to have a certain kind of brain that can churn shit. So that's like the cool thing about Andrew Hiller's brain. Andrew can churn shit. So you can put anything into Andrew's brain and it will churn it. And then everyone's interested in what it looks like. when it comes out. So you could throw a loaf of bread into Andrew's brain, and then it will come out something. You could throw in like a story, and then he will give you his take on it based on that weird brain of his. And he'll show it to you in pictures and in edits. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what Andrew does. He stares at something, he assesses it, and then he's also willing to explore new ways and take risks. He doesn't do the same thing and always show side boob. Once in a while, he'll show you his butt or something. And so that's the whole thing. That's the fabulous thing about being around someone like Greg. Also, you can feed him stuff, or Dale Saran. You can feed them stuff, and then you're like, holy shit, what are they going to do with this? And it can be politics, it can be UFOs, it could be religion, it could be a no rep. But you throw stuff into the chipper, into the Andrew Hiller chipper brain, and then he spits it out, and we're all curious what his perception is on it. He can go stand on a perch and tell us what he sees. So can these girls do that? I really doubt they have that ability. So that will be one. And then unfortunately, they revealed to us that they're stupid woke. And that really sucked. There was one point when she said something like, maybe it's because we're two girls. I don't know what it was in reference to, but there it is. There it is. There's the woke component. And that's when you know we're fucked. Like, unless you like watching woke girls. There's maybe it was just a slip. But I suspect there's a whole deep layer of that under there. And then the two other things that revealed that they're in trouble is they said, why would anyone care what we think? We're just two nobodies. And I'll translate that for you. That's like, hey, we don't want to take personal accountability or responsibility for what we say. Because there's this thing where you're already 5 years ahead of yourself. I don't do the podcast like, hey, one day I hope I'm as big as Joe Rogan. It's like, hey, I am who I am, and as I'm as big, even if there's only 3 people listening or 10,000 people listening, I'm as big as I'll ever be right now. So you just are who you are, and you can develop it and curate it and hone your craft and your skills. But that's you are. You have to realize, like, I realize I'm somewhere already that 308 of you are also already at, but that there's 10,000 people who aren't there yet, and they'll be there in 5 years, and we're waiting for them. Does that make sense? There's a good Patrick Bet-David book that talks about that. You don't get great. You are great, and then it's just a matter of whether people are going to see it or not. Or you're not great and you're fucking delusional. But anyway, so they had that woke piece with like making something about men or women, woke, victim. Then they said and maybe it was just a slip, I don't know, but I can't even imagine thinking that. The only time I do that is when I was 20 years old, and now I'm not even going to go there. So not because I don't want to go there, just wasn't going to be a relevant simile. So, and then they said that why would anyone care what we think? That's just like low self-esteem and not wanting to take personal accountability and responsibility for what they said. And then there was one more piece that they said that was like that. The space is heavily divided, and that they want to be something for everybody. And it's like, okay, well, you know what everyone can wear? Everyone can cut a hole in a sheet and throw it over their head. And it's the stupidest outfit ever, but it can be for everyone. And basically what that means is like they don't have the depth or the courage to be vulnerable. And so they're gonna claim to be like some sort of Switzerland or Gandhi or shit. And it's like, hey, dude, like you ain't the Messiah. You ain't Yeshua. And so that being said, I'm 100% listening next week. I'm hooked. That being said, those are just my really critical evaluations right off the top. They got the poor victim, the girl thing. Like, dude, listen, dear ladies, I'm gonna tell you something that your dad should have told you. No, not your dad. You shouldn't hear this from your dad. But the only time anyone cares is if you're a girl, is if your ankles are pinned to your ears. Other than that, no one cares, dude. No one cares. No one's like these dumb girls. Like no one's like these smart girls. No one's like these powerful. Like those are idiots. You don't want to be attracting those people. Anyway, my dad's dead. Yeah, I don't think that's something your dad should tell you. Anyway, you got to figure that out. That has to be a self-realization, or you have to have met some cool Armenian dude to tell you. All right, love you guys. I'm going to skate park today. It's been a minute. If you didn't know, my kids are absolutely fucking savages. Yesterday, I saw Joseph do 2 back handsprings into a backflip, just running, just on the ground. Demolishing, just absolute insane fighter. Everything he does, tennis, crazy. He just blossomed out of nowhere. Usually it's Avi, Ari, but Joseph is unstoppable. I hope I'm going to get to go to this jiu-jitsu tournament in June. Some things I should tell you. If you want your kids to be trained, I could train them. It's going to cost you a small fortune, but you'll have the fucking baddest kids on the planet. If you think your kid's a good fighter and he's 8 or 10 years old, bring him to my house and they will beat the fucking snot out of your kids if you want them to get truly tested and get good training partners. That's it. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later.